Hi guys, welcome back to my On the Way Back show. It's been a while, but I've been busy with other projects. Anyway, my name is Jakub, I'm from Bors Photography, and I'm a landscape and hospitality photographer based on the Isle of Skye. Anyway, what we're doing in this show, we're traveling around the Isle of Skye, we're traveling around Scottish Highlands, Scotland, world, taking photos and talking about life. So anyway, today I'm just coming back from Nice Point. That's why I have a quite a reddish color. Anyway, it was super windy, super rain. If you have a moment, check out my stories on Facebook and Instagram, how I was battling with the weather here on the island. But it was well worth it. I can't wait to put the pictures in the computer and see what's gonna come out of it. It's always a little bit of a roulette. You never know, you know. You think the picture looks amazing on the spot, but you won't know until you come home and you kind of look at it on a big screen. Few things to talk about, but first of all, we talked about the Isle of Skye coming here in a season. I promised that episode long time ago, so I thought I'm gonna cover it today because last time I was quite excited about being able to be here in February and enjoy the island when it's quiet. But that doesn't mean that you can't have a brilliant time even when you come in the summer and in the kind of main 4 months, which are definitely June, July, August and September. But let's start by the talk show today, and let's talk about how to have the best time when you're coming in the main season. So let's kind of just check the few main points what you need to do before you come in order to have a good time and in order to take the stress away and just kind of focus on enjoying this beautiful island. So first of all, let's talk about accommodation. Lots of people getting used to just kind of book it last minute, even a few weeks before, or when they're on the way, because they think, oh, we don't know when we're gonna get there. I'm sure there's gonna be space available. Well, actually, that is a myth. There won't be space available if you're coming in those 4 main months. The island is super busy. I would compare it with places like Venice or other kind of closed places. The reason is that there is just not enough beds in the main season, so the island quite regularly gets sold out, and people travel here for 2-3 hours finding out that there is no accommodation, and they're traveling back at least to Inverness, which is another 2.5 hours if you're lucky enough to even get accommodation there. So accommodation wise, when it comes to the summer season, the prices will not drop. Don't wait, don't waste your time waiting for better prices, thinking that when the owners of the proprietors of the businesses will get quieter, they will lower the prices. No, that doesn't apply to the main season. The prices you're seeing are most likely the prices you're going to be paying anyway. So go ahead, book it earlier, save the money in advance, and just deal with it. So just a few tips when it comes to accommodations. Obviously, you're camping. There's many campsites on the island. You get your bed and breakfast, and you also get your hotels. You can get any accommodation from 1, 2, 3, 4-star hotel accommodation. You will pay anything between 90 and 350, 400 pounds per night for your bed and breakfast, just to kind of keep that in mind. I'm not sure about camping, I never did that, but you need to check it out. But make sure you book it in advance. So we have accommodation. Restaurant. There's plenty of restaurants on the island. You won't be starving, and again, being at such a popular destinations, we have a huge variety of the standards. So you have anything from your regular kind of fish and chip stands and your kind of traditional local cuisine, all the way to Michelin star places. Depends what you're up to. If you want to go around the island and have a great time and just kind of mountaineer and then enjoy Michelin star cuisine in the evening, you can, if you want to. But once again, reservation and booking is definitely the key here. When it comes to hotspots like a Portree and the surrounding area, and then the kind of main big restaurants which you can Google, there's about 4 or 5 really super busy restaurants. You need to book these restaurants way in advance. So there is only few places which will tell you that they don't take bookings. You just turn up and then you have to wait until place come available. But most of them will take booking, and make sure you book it in advance. I know what I'm saying means that you will have to plan a little bit in advance, but it's definitely worth it. Some of the restaurants you can book maybe 1-2 days before, but you need to book them. Otherwise you will be going from one to the other and you will be just making your evening a nightmare. What I was gonna say is, when it comes to the restaurants, remember that here in the Highlands, quite traditionally, the restaurants open somewhere around 5:30, 6 o'clock, and most of them will not serve any further than 9, 9:30. There are a few kind of different ones which maybe stays until 10, There are a few kind of fast foody bits which maybe stays until 10:30, but it's super rare. You just have to keep in your mind that after 9 it's going to be quite difficult for you to find the restaurant which will be open. So keep that in mind when you're planning your day. Next thing, if you're going for a restaurant and you're going to Portree, the capital town of the island, remember that parking there can be quite a struggle, especially when it comes to the dinner time. Sorry for this. So first of all, make sure you go there before you come for the dinner, scout the place and find out the car parks. And remember, some of them actually are they actually collect the money. You have to pay for the car park, so don't get stuck with a 20-30 pounds fee which you can spend on your bottle of wine when you go for your dinner, but rather make sure that you check out if you need to pay there, and definitely go at least half an hour, 45 minutes in advance. Make sure you're there earlier, enjoy, go to the harbor, take some pictures, enjoy your time there, but don't get stuck and don't miss your time, because the restaurant will just seat somebody else and you will lose your spot. And especially in Portree, it's really difficult then to get a dinner. Moving on to the attractions, the kind of big ones, the kind of stony ones where you can book, like distilleries and museums and so on. Do the research, don't get stuck again. Do the research, find out if you can book in advance, if it's something what is even bookable, and get yourself organized. If you want to go to the Taliska distillery or Dinosaur Museum and stuff, make sure that you check it out before you arrive, so you know. And then lastly, going to the kind of big spots and the touristy bits, I got this tip from one of the photographers I met last year. And actually when he comes to Skye, what he does is he wakes up super early, somewhere about 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and it's because the sun comes out super early here as well. The days are really long. The sun rise sometimes about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So he wakes up really early and he goes to spots like Ferry Pools and Olmeno Store and Querang and maybe Nice Point, and enjoy the spots almost by himself. There's nobody else. You know, you walk around, you have a beautiful morning, it's sunrise, the colors are beautiful and great, and by the time the people start to arrive, which is about 7-8 o'clock, you are heading back to your accommodation for breakfast. Have your breakfast, have a little nap, and then during the day head to less busy spots. Look out for some secret spots, for some spots which are not as busy, especially in the center and south of the island. There's plenty of those. If you need some inspiration, check out my website at www.borsphoto.com and check out what's there. I will be posting more and more secret spots, helping the island to develop some other spots than just the main big 5. And that's the plan. I think that could really work if you plan your day like that. If you prepare yourself, if you think ahead, and if you organize yourself, you will be perfectly fine. You will have a great time. Don't rush anywhere, and you will just have a brilliant time. Well, anyway, if there is anything I can help you with, shoot me a message either at my email at jakub@borsphoto.com or on any of my social media. I helped quite a few people over the last few weeks just to give them some information about different bits of the island. I'm always happy to do so. And please keep an eye on my social media accounts for all the updates, especially on Instagram and Facebook, where I'm posting lots of stories and also pictures almost every day. Guys, have a brilliant evening, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time.